Three, two, one. All right, dude. Well, got Mr. Kenneth Wotring.
What's going on?
Got Kenneth Wotring in here, and yeah, man. So today there's not really going to be a big kind of, I guess, an order that we always babble for the most part. So we're going to be going to kind of go off topic for the most part. I mean, we always kind of be the dead horse a lot of times talking about the market and scenarios, but today, man, we're just going to kind of give an update about maybe the community.
Okay.
See what's going on, and if people want to chime in about questions or something like that, more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
So, well, dude, let's talk about. I know this weekend, not this weekend. I consider it a weekend. I consider Friday a weekend. So Friday, we got a pretty cool shooting event that you and I are attending. So
so this Friday we are going to participate. You, me, James. We're going to have a team representing Homefront Builders, and it is Clarksville's Home Builders 5th annual clay shoot competition.
Nice.
And it's going to be at Cross Creek Clays. And I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Any opportunity I have to just get away and shoot some weapons, that's a win for me.
yeah, no doubt, man. And this is gonna be at Cross Creek.
Cross Creek Clays. Yep.
Yeah, man. And that's what I love about these events, because obviously we have Shooting for Hunger in September. Yes. Then we also have Cross Creek Clays, which I love them both, man. But to be fair, man, I'd pick Cross Creek over the Nashville Gun Club any day. So, So we got that coming up, man. And then obviously you said something this weekend is going to be at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center, right?
Yeah, so this Saturday, April 6th, we're doing the Community Housing Fair. Now, basically, it's going to be open to the public, so you don't have to be an agent. And if you want an abundance of information in regards to, housing topics such as mortgage, renting, buying, selling, credit repair, come on out. And it's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday. And again, open to the public.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that's pretty unique.
Absolutely.
Definitely different. So another fun fact, man, is I went to Clyde's on Sunday, for Easter.
Yeah.
Dude, they got actual Clydesdales coming this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to have you can come in. I had to go back and remember the date. But I guarantee if you look at their Facebook, dude, they're bringing actual Clydesdales there, man. Those are magnificent. I love those horses, man.
Yeah.
Those are studs.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Awesome.
But I mean, let's give a little bit about what I guess obviously you haven't been on the pod for a while, so just give it a little update, man.
Just been everything's been really, really good. Very blessed. Just been very busy. The market, from my perspective, has been picking up. There's a lot of traction, a lot of interest, a lot of calls, both from agents and clients on wanting to see homes. It's a very exciting time right now for me personally, and just real busy. But I'm just really blessed, and I'm happy to be here. It's an honor actually to be on this podcast. It seems like it's getting bigger and bigger every week.
Yeah, well, we're trying to fine tune it, man. And obviously the Facebook Live stuff is really just kind of like the extra feature that we have.
Yeah.
Obviously we're still trying to push the YouTube page. You guys can check out the podcast. It's Clarksville Real Estate Adventures.
Okay.
This podcast will be up on there. The audio will be nice and crisp and clean. Obviously, you guys on Facebook Live are probably not going to be hearing it as clean, but I promise you, once we upload it to YouTube, these mics actually do work. They're not just for looks. So,
and they're really nice bikes.
Yeah, yeah. So, we're going to continue to grow, man. Definitely want to turn it into something where, we get a lot more people involved. I definitely want to get, maybe some. Truthfully, I would actually like to get another lender in here at some point. Just because, it's going to be a talk of, just the differences that you see, from company to company. I have no issue with any other bringing on another lender, man. It's, we're all in it together, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I think as time progresses, man, and as we start cleaning up, obviously we can kind of get the room cleaned up, a better space, maybe get that couch in here, man. I'm really pushing for that couch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the couch would be pretty sick in here.
I think that'd be a game changer.
Yeah. So, definitely growing little bit by little bit. Obviously, it's not the main focus by any stretch of means, but in the spare time and the time that I do have, it is nice to slowly just chip away at it.
Yeah. I mean, and plus the overall, concept of this podcast, it's benefiting you, it's benefiting us, it's benefiting really anybody that steps in here. It's a platform, you know. And I think you've done a really good job, and you're setting the standard for, I think, a lot of people that might have an interest of wanting to do a podcast but really don't know how to go about it. And I think watching you and going through those stages of what you've been able to create here, that's definitely, to be respected for sure, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I guess, even before before we went live and all that, man, we were talking about trucks.
Yeah. We're always talking about trucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, man, you are a big Ford guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a big GM person. Shout out Crystal, because I know she's going to side with me on this one. Because her and I have the exact same truck. And you know what? It's funny. She always gives me crap because hers is a 2023.
Oh.
And mine's a 2020.
Okay.
But I'm listening. But I told her, I was like, put them side by side. And you look at them, legitimately the exact same.
Wow.
Down to the headlights, the taillights, the interior, the functions, the whole nine.
Wow.
And she is very very prideful. I love her truck too, obviously because it's a GM.
Yeah, good looking trucks for sure.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What made you choose a Ford over a GM? Even though I know you used to work for Ford, right?
Yeah, so I was gonna say that was like one of the main reasons, just because I was able to see behind the scenes of how the products were being made.
Okay.
Second, I really like the interior of the Ford trucks, whether it's an F-150 or an F-250. I just really like the interiors. And some people, they're opposite. They don't like the interiors of the Fords.
Yeah. I think what we need to do, man.
What's that?
I need to drive you out to Wyatt Johnson, and they got 2024 Denali's, dude. Now, you've been in my truck. You've seen the inside of my truck.
Yeah.
It's nothing to write home about. I promise you that. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. They're nice. But for the amount you pay, you'd be like, it should be a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But you go to the 2024, brother.
Game changer.
Those things are sick. Sick with a capital S. And I'm like, I just can't justify it, though. Mine's better because I'm in it. So the fun fact is, no, Crystal can barely see above the steering wheel. I've made fun of her multiple times on this. Like when she gets in, dude, you just see ponytail and sunglasses, and like steering wheel's like right here, and you just see this. You just see that. That's all it is. Like legitimately, that's all it is.
Oh,
and the seat is maxed out. Like, you can't go any further. I will say, she tends to like to drive with the mirror. So like the GMs have a digital mirror. I don't know about the Fords. So the GM, you can flip it forward. It's a normal mirror. Or you can flip it towards you, and it becomes a digital mirror.
Okay.
She loves a digital mirror. Her and CJ talk about it all the time. CJ's her husband and my boy. Shout out to CJ. But whenever CJ gets in the truck, he's like, I hate that stuff, man. And he just slaps it forward and put it. But then whenever I see Crystal driving it, or if I happen to be behind her, because obviously, we actually cross paths more than often. Me and her, around Clarksville. I know it's Crystal because I can tell by the license plate on the back. Yeah. And I can tell by that damn digital mirror. Seriously, wholeheartedly. Like she uses that thing to the T, and it trips me out.
Gotcha.
So,
but those are the main reasons, really. Just being able to see how Ford was, built. Being from Michigan as well. Just a little bit more prideful, with Mr. Henry Ford, and then just like the interior. But I'm not gonna lie. I strongly believe, and I had this conversation with a lot of people with trucks, is that I believe that every company has a really nice truck.
Except Rams.
And, if I had millions and millions, I'd probably have, a truck of each, because there's some cool features that your truck doesn't have that another truck does, and that's just the way it is. But
you know what? You and I have the same mentality, because if I could own each one, I would.
Absolutely.
Like, I think the coolest thing about a Ram was, one, obviously the engine, the Cummins. You cannot beat the Cummins.
Yeah.
But two, they had the mega cab, so it's like an extended back, and the thing is
right.
huge in the back. It's massive. So I definitely like those. From the Fords, I've always liked Fords, man. I've never driven, I've never owned one.
Right.
I think they've always looked great. I've never had a problem with them, but I've just always had a GM, man. Always had a GM. I will say this. If for some reason I ever went back to a gas truck, this is gonna sound really wild for me to say, but if I ever did, you know what I would get?
What's that?
A Tundra. Even tell you why? I just want the whole rear sliding window because there's no other freaking truck that makes them, dude. Like until GM and Ford or somebody just buys the patent for, from Toyota on it.
Yeah,
dude. Don't get me wrong. I use my little window more than I really do. I use it quite often.
right.
But I love seeing a Tundra with the window, the back windshield just all the way down. And I'm like, why couldn't we do that, guys?
It's that limo effect, right?
Yeah, it's cool, man. And I'm like, think about a hot day, bro. You got your sunroof, you got that bad boy down, you got brother, that thing is, you got like a Jeep pretty much. It's awesome.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So I'm gonna flip your question. You asked me like how things are going, how life is. How's life for you? Because knowing you personally, I know there's a lot of busy stuff going on right now in your life.
Well, I'm in the passenger seat and I'm cruising.
Yeah.
Yep. It's obviously wedding season for me.
Yep.
And Carmen, my fiance, she's doing all the legwork. Thankfully.
That's awesome.
I definitely have my input and all that, but I want to gear it towards where I'm like, hey, whatever makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah.
Because like I just want to be there that day, surrounded by my friends and family, people I'm close with, and I just want to have a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Outside of that, man, we just been coasting. Me, having her son.
Yep.
It's kind of like, trying to raise him a little bit. It's been different. I haven't really, never would have thought, would have crossed paths and had to do something like this. But it's a learning curve. Definitely a learning curve. But it's good, though. Actually.
I think it's definitely good.
Yeah.
Both for really everybody, but really for him.
Yeah.
Because, you're stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, there's a lot of people out there that don't step up to the plate, you know, and I respect that. And that's huge.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, man, is, this kind of be the little sappy part, but when I first met Carmen, I knew she was a, single mother.
Right.
Okay. And I know like being a single mother is not easy.
Right.
100%. Like I get it. Like being a single parent at all just sucks.
Yeah.
100%. Like it sucks. So I was like, all right, man. So like, obviously I'm about to walk into this and I was like, I'm just kind of analyzing everything. And I was like, you know what? It's whatever I'm going to have to do. I'm going to hit it head on.
Yeah.
And no matter what hurdles or no matter what we have to figure out as a kind of like a parenting thing together, it grows, man. We grow. Absolutely. And it's a lot of it's a lot of growing. Definitely a lot of growing, man. It's been different for sure, but it's definitely it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen you grow in the time that I've known you. I think I've known you for a little over 2 years now, and I can see that you've drastically have grown and matured just because of those things that that you take on a daily basis. And that's awesome, man. Again, mad respect to that.
You know what? And she said, Kason and I are grateful. Carmen, so this is How Dang. How Dang is my core coach.
Okay.
Carmen, Daniel, and I spoke about this on our last coaching call. He loves the challenge, and he said it makes him a better person. That is true.
100%.
100%.
Absolutely.
A lot of people ask me about that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me about this. I don't know, man. Like I've just never. I don't quit. And I'm not one of those people where I'm like, ugh, like I don't.
Right.
This seems challenging. I just don't want to do it.
Right.
Like
you took it on. You looked at it as it's an obstacle challenge, but you looked at it as an opportunity as well.
Yeah.
And you looked at it from the positive perspective opposed to a negative and, just shying away from it, which a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it kind of roots from my dad.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, man. My dad, growing up, man, believe it or not, man, he was tough, man.
Yeah.
He was tough. And to be fair, I'm grateful for it because I don't think today a lot of people get that same toughness.
I agree.
And it's just, dude, people back then is just built different, man.
100%.
Like it's funny. I mean, we joke around about it, and I know we always bag on the this younger generation, but it's just not the same, man.
Right.
Like it's a very soft society, and I can tell you, man. Like I don't know, man. Growing up, it was always respect morals, and you always feared your parents, man, or whoever was looking out, man. I've had people who were, some of my closest friends, man, raised by foster parents or grandma, grandpa, or whoever.
Yeah.
But you just don't see them make an excuse. You respect whoever raised you up. They're your family, and that's where you grow from, man.
100%. You had just said foster parents, so I'm adopted. That was a different upbringing, being adopted. But I looked at it as a blessing because there's so many kids out there that didn't get that opportunity. And I was adopted at the age of 5, so very young age. But my parents, they raised me, the best they could, and I'm grateful for it. I'm blessed every day.
Yeah, well, 100%, dude. And look how you turned out.
Yeah,
look how you turned out.
Not too shabby, right?
Yeah, look how you turned out, man. You turned out great. And but again, man, look, it goes by generations, man. Like it's just everybody's just literally built different, man. Like it's
100%.
Carm said, "Now I'm a big softy for Kaysen." Yeah, until he gets in trouble, man. Then it's almost like coach mode, man. Like where like the other day, he got in trouble at school.
Yep.
Man, I made him do some I got this bucket of rock. Like I gave him my wash bucket, and I told him hey, you need to fill this up with rocks all the way to the top. Go pick up rocks, and then I made him carry it up the driveway. It's like on a slight incline, and he was struggling, and he started to drag it. I was like, nope, you're not going to drag it. You need to move it step by step.
Yeah.
It took him every bit about 5 minutes for him to get up this driveway, and then I made him do sprints and burpees and all that. But I'm like, he's gonna learn. It's tough love, but
absolutely.
He's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. Just needs a little bit more structure, but overall, man, he's came a long way from when I first met him till now. It's awesome to see him grow. For sure.
And the biggest thing is, you're there, so you can provide that. You know what I mean? And that's going to pay off so much down the road. Yeah. My son, he just turned 13, the big 1-3, right? So he's a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
And so me and my wife, we're now, we're learning every day because, we've never had a teenager before.
Right.
And so, it's definitely a challenge. But again, I look at it as an opportunity and, at the end of the day, you're there for your children. Yeah. And so you 100%. Gotta be passionate about it, and you gotta take ownership of it.
Yeah. But so Hal Dang says raising your own is tough. Yep, I agree. I kind of walked into this one. So yep, I definitely knew that. Crystal says wait till y'all have a little girl. Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, bro. Like I will be that cliche dad. Be like,
same here.
Like, hey, we can be cool, man. We can be cool until you give me a reason not to be cool. Hal Dang says raising someone else's child like your own is even tougher and more rewarding. Can't walk away from someone that looks up to you. Oh, 100%.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. No, he's try to get him a little bit active in sports. We don't force anything like that. It's like if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But me growing up, I played sports. So I was like, hey, dude, you want to play sports? He's slowly getting a little bit of interest in football, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
He plays basketball. He played baseball. I think he did like t-ball for a little bit. But his main gig right now is basketball. Cool. I've never played basketball, but we support him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that was a little deep, which is fine because I love being real, especially here on this podcast. Again, it's a platform, so it shows who we really are.
But
right?
see, but again, man, that's the reason why I work with the people I like to work with, man. Because at the end of the day, right, there's a difference between a business relationship and then just growing to where you have a personal relationship with the people you do business with. 100%. I know plenty of people who's very transactional, which is fine, and it works for them, right? Those are the kind of people who do the onesie twosies per agent and just keep moving on, right? They just try to expand, rather than the circle I have. We're deep. Yes. It's a deep circle where You know, it's a very tight knit circle. You know, a lot of loyalty, and but again, this is why, you know, when people come on the podcast, these are the kind of conversations we should have.
Yeah,
because
100%.
you know, I know enough about you, you know enough about me. We know each other pretty dang well.
Yep.
And it's good to kind of decompress, man, and not just focus on business all the time. So
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to give a couple shout outs.
Yeah.
We kind of discussed this person a few days ago, but I want to give a big shout out to Clarksville's own Mr. Nate the Train Landwehr. Dude, I was so pumped watching him knock that guy out.
Oh yeah, dude.
So proud of him.
He in the beginning, I was like, oh man, like
yeah, he was taking some licks.
He was, and I was like, oh man, this is. I was like, come on, dude. I was like, come on, Nate. You gotta light him up, something, man. And he pulled through, man.
He did, and you know, it's just so humbling to know him and to see him grow how he has.
Yeah.
And for him to stay humble, as you know, when he's in that cage, he's definitely a different beast.
Yeah.
But you know, Nate as a person, he is a very humble, you know, human being.
Yeah.
And he always puts his family in the city, you know, at the forefront, always representing Clarksville to the fullest.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you've seen some of his interviews he recently did, but, you know, they were talking to him about, you know, the tornadoes that had just happened. And, you know, and he was just saying how resilient of a city Clarksville is. And he really just, you know, put a lot of credit, you know, on the city. And, to have, you know, a national audience, you know, perceive that and to understand what Clarksville is about.
Oh, 100%.
You know. So.
Yeah, dude, and it's awesome, man. You know, like whenever he fights, man, we do our best to make sure, you know, we try to watch the pay-per-views, man.
Yeah.
You know, just support. But it was funny, man. How dang, again, my core coach, he FaceTimed me 2 days ago. I think it was Monday. Okay, so he got courtside tickets to a Boston Celtics game.
Ooh.
And he FaceTimed me. I'm like, oh, this is legit. I was like, this is cool. And then he posted on his social media, I think it was his Facebook or it might have been his Instagram. He posted a story and it was like a player being interviewed.
Yeah.
And then you see Hal walk across.
Oh.
And so I took a screenshot and I'm like, brother, the size difference between you guys is insane. Because the reason why I say that is so Hal is a little Asian man. Okay. He's a bald little Asian man. 4'5" on a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. Standing next to somebody who's probably like 6'9", 6'10", I'm like, Hal's a child.
Man.
Hal is a child.
Yeah,
you know?
That's actually on the bucket list is to go to that arena there in Boston and see the Celtics play.
Well, I think this one was in Charlotte.
Okay.
So he works out of the main office of the core training out in North Carolina.
Okay.
So looking at the layout, I'm pretty sure it was the Charlottes, like the Hornets.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure it's courtside.
Nice.
You're like not wrong. Yeah. But also he's a big shoe fanatic. So even though I have nice shoes for sure, Hal walks around with like $1,800 shoes on his feet.
Like the limited edition stuff.
Oh,
like the stuff you were telling me about. That's crazy, you know.
He's the bougie one, man. Like he'll hit me up on a sneaker release. Hey, bro, you want to try to get me these too? And then I end up trying it for him, and then I'll lose. He's like, I didn't need you anyways. I got him. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know, man. He's like 3 for 3 on the last ones, man.
That's funny.
Only takes 3 to make Wish Foundation. Oh, okay. Yeah, man. You know, honestly, it'd be cool one day. I'm gonna try to figure it out, but I'd like to get like Hal on a Zoom. Well, not a Zoom. I don't know how I would do it necessarily, but or I could do like a screen share to where it captures us on the camera,
right?
But then also captures him. But I would like to get him on there, man, because dude, Hal. I've been with Hal for 4, coming up on 5 years, and yeah, dude, he's got he's definitely got some. He's got a very good story.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. He's a good dude. He's for sure a good dude. He holds you accountable, which is a big thing. He calls you out. He calls it like he sees it.
Yeah.
You know, he jokes around with us. He does a good job with keeping us in line. But, you know, obviously we know when to go from joking around to business at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I want to try to figure that out because I think it'd be cool to have him on here.
Yeah.
Because he does bring a lot to the table. He's very valuable. Hence why I'm still with him. So, yeah.
Good stuff. So speaking about, that you have a competition coming up, right, in Vegas?
I do, man.
Tell me about that.
So, I got a competition, man, where, my coach wanted me to sign up for it, me and my buddy CJ. And I'm super excited, but I'm very nervous at the same token. The reason why I'm nervous is because, one, I can tell you right now, I'm not winning the overall meet, which is fine. Like that's not. I just want to win first or second in my category. If I can at least win first or second in my category, I'll be one happy dude. The reason why I say that is because there are elite lifters in this competition, man. I'm talking like
That's all they do.
Dude, yeah. Like there's like even like famous social media influencers that's gonna be competing in this.
Wow.
Like I'm not gonna get too nerdy into it, man, but there's a dude, his name's like Joe Sullivan. And if you just look him up on Instagram, dude, he's got a famous video of him. I think he had like 700-800 pounds on his back. He's a short dude.
Yeah.
Super short dude. But he was squatting, and as he was coming up, the bar just started bending on him. It just kept bending to where he couldn't rack it.
Oh, wow.
But he got one side up, and then he bailed. But that was a big video that went viral.
Oh, wow.
But he's going to be competing. I don't know, man. Like I'm happy if I can hit 800 on squat. Like that'd be freaking amazing. But the crazy thing is, man, is the dudes and some of these dudes that are competing, man, like their startups, like their first attempt is like 900 plus.
Jeez.
Which is insane. Like, so, I mean, yeah, super nervous, but I'm going to be excited to kind of see that, to kind of see how this whole thing goes. Because it's going to be pretty wild.
Yeah. That's
wild.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah.
You said that's in August?
May. So
May.
literally.
So next month. Yeah.
Yeah, literally I am, what's today, the 3rd?
Yeah, the 3rd.
3rd. I compete the 5th of May.
Oh, so, wow. So just shy of a month away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a good time.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess we can kind of go into a little bit of the business of market.
Okay.
So I was going to ask you, from your foxhole,
Yep.
What are you seeing right now within the last, let's say, 2 weeks? What are you seeing?
So for me, it's ramped up pretty quick. And what I mean by that is there's a lot more people calling me religiously now, like agent wise. Hey, I have so and so for you. Hey, I have so and so for you. Hey, can you reach out to this person? And it's because there's like all of a sudden, here's my theory. Is obviously, yeah, the rates cooled off a little bit. They're still kind of just like hovering at this point. There's not it. The more and more numbers get pushed out, unfortunately, with the feds, it's almost like these rate cuts keep getting pushed, and it may not happen until towards the end of the year. I mean, they're going to happen. It's just certain things got to align, right? But again, the closer we get to election, things could change drastically. But it's also summertime, man. So, like for me, in the month of like May, it's insane for me right now, man.
Yeah.
Like, and my coach is gonna be happy with it because we have a call every other week about it. But like, dude, May is popping for me.
Yeah.
And which is crazy. It's like I don't know what happened. Like people, I mean, I did pretty well in March. April was okay, but then May, I feel like May was that prime time. People was like either their lease was up, about mid year or something, or people PCSing. That's the other thing.
Yeah. No, I mean I totally agree. On my side, it's the same thing. Getting a lot of traction from a lot of the listings, that I'm listing right now. A lot of agent conversations, a lot of people coming out of the woodworks, past clients, and it's a good feeling. I really feel that people are starting to become motivated, and they're excited. But at the same time, you still have a majority that is hesitant because they want to see what's going to happen primarily with the election. And that's it's a huge deal. It really is.
But and that's what I tell a lot of clients. I was like, I don't ever really get political with any of them.
Right.
All I say is like, look, notoriously, election years are the wild years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, the year of the election is typically when you start seeing bigger shifts in the industry, not just our industry, every industry.
Correct.
Because you're going to start seeing anything they can do to win your vote, man. That point blank period, man. Like they will do anything to make you. I always joke about it, but I was like, it's called the feel good stage. They're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna cut this, and this. So when election comes, hey, look at the gas prices out there. Look what I just did in the last month, or look at this, right? And that's gonna be the push, right? So, obviously, again, I never get political with anybody. But just understand, like, there is a lot going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of things that that could definitely, change our market. I'll be honest with you, man. The whole NAR thing, obviously, it's probably one of the biggest topics that a lot of people freak out about. To me, I look at it as nothing's been really official. Mm-hmm. A lot of speculation, and I think. No matter which like webinar or seminar or Zoom call or whatever you listen into, they all kind of saying the same thing, man. Mm-hmm. It obviously it's going to be a little different, man, but I still don't think it's going to be like super detrimental.
Right. You know, the advice that I've been given, and then I give to other personnel here in the industry, is continue to do business the way you're doing business. Yeah. Make sure that you are, up on your education, reading these articles, having conversations. Don't be left in the dust, not knowing what's going on,
right?
Especially with current events, right? In regards to our industry, but don't get all nervous and scared. And no, there's nothing to be scared about.
Yeah,
just know that everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing, is that. We're taken care of. Things will change a little bit, but it's not going to be where it's detrimental to our business by any means.
And I had a conversation with a past client of me and Adam, right? So she hit us up. She bought when the rates were in the 2s and 3s. Mm-hmm. She kind of got at the tail end of that whole chaos, and she got a house, and her rate's like a 3 something, like I think a 3.25 or whatever. Okay. So obviously she was thinking about selling and moving to something a little bit nicer because she's got a ton of equity in her home, and she's just one of those people. She was like, well, the rate's going to be double. She's like, I don't want to give up the rate. And I was like, I get it. I was like, you got a good rate. You probably won't see that again. And she was like, so you don't think we're ever going to get down that low? I was like, never say never. But I told her straight up. I was like, I had this probably like a solid 5-10 minute conversation with her. The people that want to see the rates in the 2s and 3s again, maybe even the 4s, believe it or not, man, the market as a whole, not our market, just the real estate market as a whole, the lending world, we can't sustain that. What I mean by that, man, is if you drop the rates that low again, we're already at a crisis for like supply for homes. Like it is like we don't have enough homes. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, hey, pull the fire alarm, let's freak out, but we are critically low for supplies nationwide. So you go back down to 2s and 3s, you think buying a house was hard back then.
Right.
Dude, no supply, pretty much.
Right.
The demand has skyrocketed. When people joke about a shed in California being $900K, that will be the new norm, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally just basic economics. So the people that pray and hope that the 2s and 3s come, I'm like, you kind of don't want that. Unfortunately, like if you were able to get it in then, great, thumbs up. But if you want to go down that rabbit hole of a $400K house is now going to be easily $500, $600K, I always ask them, but I was like, is your employer going to compensate you to make you afford that? Even with the rates of 2s and 3s, there's not going to be anything out there, man, for people to afford. Like, and that's unfortunately that's the dilemma.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have to understand that, man. Rates in the 2s and 3s were awesome. And I think if you had it, great. But if you didn't, you got to move on.
Yeah.
Because it's a fact, dude. Our economy would just, dude. Nobody would be able to afford a home, man.
That's true.
Wholeheartedly.
That's true.
Yeah.
So about Clarksville in general.
Yeah.
What's your take on how we're growing? I mean, just watching it grow as fast as it is. Like, how do you feel about it?
So, Clarksville to me, man, is me pretty much growing up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always kind of give this example. Like, so when I used to play like rec football, like Clarksville, recreational football, and I used to live off of Peachers Mill and McClarty, right across 101st.
Okay.
And I went to Kenwood, but when I played park rec football, we would have to practice behind Northeast, like where Northeast Elementary is at.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would go down, Peachers Mill all the way down to where it hits Tiny Town. You take it right, and we used to take Tiny Town all the way to Northeast. But dude, when I grew up, Tiny Town, there was nothing, legitimately nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm like,
now look at it.
Now, dude, like there's not every square inch of that used to be nothing. There is something there.
Yeah. And
so as far as like Clarksville growing, dude, we're no better than Nashville, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like we're busting at the seams, dude.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
Like it's and what is it? Freaking Exit 8 is they're building that whole little community. Dude, like you want to talk about like growth, man? Like that's it's insane.
Yeah, I've been here since 2014, and just in that amount of time, how crazy different it is, But I do feel that that change was definitely needed. Now I do have personal friends that are like natives here, and they're kind of half and half on it. They don't like all the traffic, obviously, and some other things. But I can see both sides. I can. For us in this industry, obviously, it's a great thing, to a point. But it does bring challenges at the same time.
Yeah, it does, man. The funny thing, man, is so my parents bought they bought their house back in early 90s, mid 90s. Paid $62,000 for it. It was like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah,
like right at 1,100 square feet. Okay, it's me, my parents, and then my sister. I saw recently, it was last year, an agent had it because it popped up, and I was like, because Carla Baker was showing one of our buyers. She's like, oh, this house. I was like, that is my old house, bro. Like, that is my old house. And she was like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, that is literally my old house. Dude, that thing went for like $240, man. And I'm like, wow. I mean, the growth over there is just, I mean, it's a little bit older, obviously a little bit older, but still, like, I never would have imagined that house being $200K ever. Yeah. But I mean, but again, man, as a whole, like, I think we're kind of reaching sort of a capacity issue. I mean, Wilma's tapped out, dude. You really can't put crap on Wilma anymore, dude. Like, there's nothing there. I mean, unless the shop closed down and then you go out and get their building, cool. There's really no new development you can really put out there. Yeah. They have like obviously Exit 8's being heavily tapped into. You have that whole new the whole little community that they're going to be building, along with these subdivisions. And now here in Sango, man, like it's the same thing, man. Right. Slowly but surely, just being slowly tapped into. And then you don't really have anywhere else to go, man. You got Adams, Cedar Hill, Palmyra, Dover, like all the surrounding areas, man. It's just like a spill, and just slowly just starts to go out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of developments, you know, like things that have been built recently here in Clarksville, F&M Bank Arena, right? Or F&M Arena. Wow. Like some of the events that they are hosting is just incredible.
Yeah.
I just saw who's coming here, next week, and I want to go. I begged my wife to go. Birthday is on the 9th. I'm just saying, if my wife is watching. But Mr. Brantley Gilbert himself
BG, yep.
with, Struggle
Jennings,
Jennings
yep.
and Demon Jones, and there's, a little bit of rumor that maybe Jelly Roll might pop in, I'm just saying it's going to be a crazy show, and it's just awesome to have that here.
But see, you never would have guessed that though.
No.
Like growing up in Clarksville, I can tell you right now, people used to like even me. I was the same. I used to be the same way, man. Like when I grew up in Clarksville, and high school, I remember this dude. High school, I was like, "There's nothing to do here." As soon as I graduate, deuces. I am out. I ain't looking back.
Because that's all you knew. And
that's all I knew.
There was nothing to offer.
Everybody's like, "Oh, well, you should just go to Nashville." I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to go to Nashville."
Yeah.
So then I deuced out. I went to Oregon because where my sister and mother-in-law lived.
Yep.
Went there for 6 months. Tried college there and literally stayed there for like half a semester. I'm like, click, came back, and then went to Austin P.
Yeah.
Finished out Austin P. And then I didn't have that same mentality where I'm like, screw Clarksville. I don't want to be here no more.
Yeah.
It was more so, you know what? I'm going to give Oregon one more shot. So that's when I went out there for 3 years, tried it out, and I was like, this is the second time, and I still don't like it out here. So I was like, I came back, man, and then like now that I'm back here, I enjoy it and appreciate it so much more.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, man, to me, when I ask people about Clarksville, there's not really a lot of people who lie in the middle. It's either you like Clarksville or you don't. A lot of people are like, no, I hate it here. There's nothing to do here. Or, oh, no, this is perfect. I'm 30 minutes away from Nashville. I'm 30 minutes away from the lake or just whatever,
Yeah.
But I love it, and I think it's I don't plan on leaving it anytime soon unless I hit the lottery. If I hit the lottery, that opens up a lot of doors, man. That opens up so many doors, man.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. With Clarksville, what I remember it when I first got here, when I PCS from Colorado back in 2013, 14-ish, I got here and I didn't like it at all. And the reason why is because I was comparing it to Fort Carson and Colorado Springs. And it was so fast-paced there. There was so much to do there. And when I got here, like literally I had to like put on the brakes. I was like, it's a lot slower here.
Yep.
And it's a different way of life here.
Yep.
And I didn't know anybody either at the same time, so that made it difficult. And then when I did meet my wife, and we were friends for about 2 years, really, until we took the next step. And she introduced me to everything here in Clarksville. Places, the people, like just really showed me what Clarksville was about, and I ended up falling in love with it, and I love it here, the state of Tennessee in general, but here in Clarksville, for sure. And it's not just because I like outdoors and all that. It's just there's just something about this community that I feel that is special, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. So let me ask you this, man. I know you're a big hunter.
Yeah.
What do you So if you could pick anything to hunt in this world, what would you pick and why?
For me, it's elk. I've never been elk hunting, and I've had opportunities when I was stationed at Carson, but
those are some massive.
It's just the challenge itself that it brings to be able to kill an elk. The type of environment, like just the terrain, and I mean, it's just something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I hope to do it one day. I really do. I think second on the list would probably be bear hunting. Never been bear hunting before.
Bear hunting, dude. I don't know, man.
No,
me and bears are like I don't know, man.
I think
like,
they would think you are a bear, and they would try to fight you.
which is scary, man. Like they can run a lot faster than me, man. Like,
And they can climb trees, But
yeah,
no, I love hunting, and I have a good friend here that really got me into it. Not too long after I moved here, and he really showed me how to hunt, and I really just picked it up and just haven't looked past it. You know? What about you?
dude, honestly, it's been such a long time since I've even did any remote, like anything to do with hunting, man.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
But I would say, I think I'm gonna piggyback off you, man. I think elk hunting would be really cool.
Yeah.
Or even like hog hunting, dude. Like
Now I did hog hunting so I'm originally from Florida, like before I was adopted, all that good stuff. Like I'm from Florida, and I remember that I would go hunting with my father at a place called Green Swamp, which was located in Ocala, Florida. And
Ocala,
yeah, Ocala,
bro.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember you talking about Ocala last podcast.
Yeah, because my loan partner, man, loan
Correct.
partner and her husband Greg, which used to be an agent here, they just moved back home a few years ago. They're in Ocala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we would go to a place called Green Swamp, and we would try to go deer hunting. I'm a little kid. I don't know what's going on. So we never got any deer, but we would end up getting hog. And I remember distinctively my first interaction with one. It chased me, and I literally ran up a tree. And so I would love to get some revenge now as an adult and go hog hunting
Pop
again.
them, just pop.
I know me and Adam talked about wanting to do the hunts out in Texas from the helicopters.
Helicopter, yeah.
I think that would be so cool.
It would be cool.
I think it would be fresh.
Just mow down a bunch of just
absolutely. Because I know in Florida they are still a nuisance. So just like coyotes out here, like you shoot them.
Speaking of that, so Crystal and CJ, they just bought. So they have like chickens.
Okay.
Crystal's a crazy chicken lady. Tone loves chickens, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, literally crazy. There's crazy cat ladies and there's crazy chicken lady and there's
Gotcha.
Crystal. And then they have a couple of pigs, but they just bought a Great Pyrenees dog.
Okay.
And his name is Harvey, and he's this cute little fluffy guard dog, man. But I was looking at videos of Great Pyrenees. Dude, it is literally in their blood to protect livestock, bro.
Wow.
And it is the craziest thing because there's a video of because these dogs would live out in the in the barn, right? And then the goats, it could be worse. I'm normal. You're not normal, Crystal. So they had 3 Great Pyrenees.
Okay.
They were sleeping in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Okay. And they heard these coyotes howl, and one sparked up, and then it ran outside of the barn. Then the other 2 sparked up, and they ran in this little pack.
Yeah.
And dude, they mowed down these coyotes.
Really?
Mowed them, dude. And that's and I was reading the comments on it, but they said that's in their blood, and they're doing, believe it or not, even though they don't, to us, we're like, that must suck. But to them, they're like, this is fun because it's what I'm supposed to be doing, and
gotcha.
They're willing to risk it. And dude, these Great Pyrenees messed these coyotes up. Dude, those coyotes went deuces.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. And this dog, man, if you hold his paw, his paw is probably just as big as my hand, and he's only he's not that old.
It's massive.
Dude, he is going to be a unit, bro. He is going to be an absolute unit.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no. So, and I was like, man, that's really cool. I even told Carmen, I was like, let's just get a Great Pyrenees. We have no need for, I don't have a need for a diesel, and yet I have one. So I was like, what's stopping us from getting a Great Pyrenees? I don't have livestock besides me.
Right.
That's awesome. But we have a lab that's very clingy.
Yeah, labs are good dogs.
Great dogs, man.
Great dogs.
You know what, man? The lab I have, his name is Bourbon, and he's a very 6 months. Okay, yeah, their 6 month dog's about as big as my 7-year-old dog. Okay, and but Bourbon man, he's very loving, but I've never seen a dog so jumpy in my life.
My dog's the same in a sense of jumping everywhere. I mean, we got a golden doodle though, so different. But
Bro,
you know,
like, dude, like, he's
so scared.
he's scared for no reason at all.
Exactly. Like you could just like move, you know. And
Yeah, and he'll flinch, man. Like he's like I remember one night he was like this. He was jumping up. And then he did this whole big jump. Like literally his legs went up in the air and he did a whole twist. And then he just buried his nose in here. And I was like, what are you doing, man? So I felt around. It was like a little stink bug, bro. And so like he literally just it's like it was the weirdest thing that he just jumped up. I saw his legs lift and then twist. And then his ears were perked up and then his nose like straight down.
that's funny.
In the bed, and I'm like, oh, I was like, so this is why he was actually jumpy. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But literally, the biggest teddy bear you'll meet, man. He's if an intruder came in, I'm screwed because he ain't gonna defend us wholeheartedly, man. He's a lovable dog. But
nice.
She said, okay, she was talking about doing like a Great Pyrenees and a poodle mix, so it doesn't shed. Gotcha. I want a full-grown Great Pyrenees now.
Yeah.
Like, remind me. I'll get a picture from CJ and Crystal, and you're gonna see Harvey, dude. Harvey's a cool dude, man. Yeah, super cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, how long have we been going for?
I don't know.
Where are we at?
54. Is
Yeah.
that so?
Yep, 54. Got a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
So, have you? So this past weekend we checked out Old Glory's new restaurant.
Yes.
Have you had it yet?
Yes.
You like it?
Yes. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So I went to lunch with Amber and actually Kellen last week.
Okay.
And that was my first time there. And I had the tacos, and my wife had the tacos too. And they were just really good. They were on point. She ended up going back the next day because she had another meeting. And yeah, she was addicted to them. So
Yeah.
I like the atmosphere. I really do. I like the atmosphere. I like the food that I had, and then I like the outdoor area.
Yeah.
I saw that you and your woman were out there.
Yep.
And I just enjoy it. You know.
Yeah.
It's different too. It's not like anything around here.
Yeah, man.
To be honest with you.
Oh, 100%, dude. And we had what do we have there? So Carmen, I would say this: we gave a little bit of grace because, like, I think they were just like overwhelmed because we had went when they opened up the silo, so this whole outdoor back patio.
I remember them talking about that when we were there.
So
like, here in a couple days.
So that was our plan. We're gonna hang out, check out the silo, have a few drinks, just relax with some friends, and then go get dinner, right?
Yeah.
But it was so packed, so there's a little bit of grace there, man. The food was okay. Like, I didn't have the tacos. I probably should. Everybody said the tacos were great.
Yeah.
I had their pulled chicken sandwich.
Okay.
A little dry.
Okay.
But again, I'm going to give some grace, man, because
they're slammed.
Slammed.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Carmen had this supposed to be a chicken bourbon mac and cheese.
Okay.
They forgot the chicken. I was like, but they took it off. They did a full comp. We didn't. She didn't eat it all, so it was a cheap dinner for sure. But overall, I mean, I would definitely try it again. But I think at the end of the day, it's still a very good atmosphere. Like, if you, especially like even do like a past client event, dude. You did like at the silo. You get like a drink token, like, hey, it's on us. Please come out and hang out. Yeah, be freaking sick. Yeah.
Getting some ideas now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially with summer coming up, man. It'd be cool to do.
It's beautiful out there. You got the fire pits out there. You know, nice lounge areas. I mean, it's a good idea.
Yeah. And like I said, man, some of these. I know last year we wanted to try it, but I think honestly, dude, if you get a food truck in a subdivision where an open house is at, right in front of your open house, and you do a mass push, like even if you invited the people in the neighborhood, man, one, it builds you a connection with that food truck person. Right. You're gonna have people come through. Yep. But then two, it should bring in a lot of traffic, especially with things getting nicer. I think that's a pretty pretty sweet idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we definitely have, various subdivisions that we can do that out of. So, I'll have to put something together for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in these newer developed subdivisions that I'm listing in. Once they start to become more built up and more owners start to move in, I definitely want to do some events. I've met with our HOA department in Byers and Harvey.
Yep.
And we are definitely doing some events later on this year.
Yeah.
And so that would be right up the alley of getting food trucks in there and other cool stuff.
So. I'm telling you, man, I'm about to open up my own food truck.
Yeah? What would you call it?
That's a good question. All I know is this. I'm telling you, man, like if I were to open up my own food truck, man, right? I think if you did, I was thinking something along the lines of like kind of like Southern food, but mixed with like a little bit of Clyde's.
Okay.
Clyde's has their flatbread pizza, but you can get a brunch where you can get like sausage, egg, like a little flatbread. I think it's different.
Yeah,
like a little Southern food truck.
Okay.
Like biscuit and gravy. Like, man, you roll up to a food truck, man, with some biscuit and gravy. Everybody loves biscuit and gravy.
Especially in the mornings.
Listen, bro. Everybody likes biscuit and gravy. I don't care who you are. Everybody likes them.
Absolutely.
The only person that I can see maybe not. No, my buddy CJ likes them.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, do you like grits?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
I do. I love grits. I'll be honest. You can ask anybody that knows me. I will eat anything. When growing up, it was not an option to be picky at all. It was clean your plate. And yes, it was a stereotypical, there's starving people here and there, and it's true. And it still resonates with me today. Yeah. I will always clean my plate. I do not like to waste food at all.
That's funny because we did that for Kaysen because I know Kaysen. Sometimes he'll eat what we're eating, man. But for the most part, it's like we'll cook him chicken nuggets, mac and cheese like that. Obviously, every kid's go to.
Oh yeah.
But if for some reason he's like, I don't like this, we're like, I'm like, all right. Well, if you're not going to finish it, then just understand you don't. There's no snacks. There's no. This is it. So it's either you finish it or it's just kind of like.
Well. Yeah. But no, I love grits. I don't eat them as much as I would like to, but I definitely eat them.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. So we'll go ahead and start wrapping up. Been here for about a solid hour, but yeah, I'm gonna edit the clips. Make sure we get those up and running.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, and you can put it on Facebook, whatever you like. You got any more questions or anything you want to talk about? I mean, we still got plenty of time.
Just to reemphasize or reiterate the community housing fair. So again, it is this Saturday. It's from 9 to 2. It's open to the general public. And if it doesn't pertain to you, but you know someone that it does, as far as gaining knowledge on how to buy or rent or credit repair, please, reach out to them and tell them about this event. And again, it's at the Wilma Rudolph Event Center this Saturday from 9 to 2. It's free. There's going to be a bunch of booths out there, food, free swag, guest speakers talking about, again, mortgages, credit repair, buying, selling, renting, and so forth.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, cool, man. Well, I guess we're going to be back next week.
Yeah.
Obviously, there might be some more people in here. Just depends on what everybody's schedule looks like. But definitely going to add some more mics. Got some more mics on the way.
Yeah, these are really cool, by the way. And they look really cool, too.
Yeah. So we got those on the way. And then hopefully, man, when it's all said and done, we got a nice little setup, man, to where everybody can get everybody into the shot, have multiple people, and have a good time. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, thank you for inviting me. I know I've been out of the loop for a little bit on the podcast, but I think I'm re-energized to get back in here, especially with all this new cool equipment. It feels very professional. Yeah. Very clean, and again, I'm really proud of you, man, of how you've just started putting this, idea together and where it's at now. Yeah. So,
give you your flowers, man, for sure.
I appreciate it, man. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap us up for today, and then we'll make sure this podcast goes on YouTube. So,
All right. Have a
all
blessed
right,
day.
we'll see you.